Today I'm going to be making some bird boxes just for the local birds around here, putting up some in our trees and down our woods and things like that. So not only can we see the birds, but also the birds will have a home to be able to live in and raise their young. Built this lovely wood storage area, so yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. But we're going to go ahead and take these two pieces here. And this is what we're going to be working with today to make. I'm going to make one bird box on camera, and I plan to make 3 or 4 today. So let's do this. So I'm just making this up as I go along. I'm not following any plans or anything, but I'm quite fortunate just to be able to make up things as I go with woodwork. So yeah. These bird boxes are going to be very small for like blue tits and that sort of thing. I might make some robin boxes as well, but they'll be completely different. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and chop this now. I'm just going to make as many boxes out of these 2 pieces as I can, and just going to see how many I can get out really. So now that we've cut these few pieces here, which are going to all be the bases, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of those off to the side, as I'm just going to be making one on camera today, and the rest I'll be making off camera. But I'm going to go ahead and measure how deep I want the boxes now. I'm not going to do them really deep, but I'm going to do them deepish because of predators and things. So you don't want predators in the box. Okay, I'm going to go 16. What I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to put an angle on these. So I don't know if you can see, but there'll be an angle on that, like that, and it'll come down, and they'll be on each end. A hole will be in this end, so they'll come in through here, and that'll give a bit of water protection as well to prevent water. So I'll put an overhang sticking out a bit. Let's go cut it. So there we go, beautiful. We've got one piece. I've got to now make 6 more of these. Happy days. Okay, so for the purpose of making a few of these bird boxes, I'm going to go ahead and make the other 4 sides off camera, as the bird box that I'm going to be working on, I have the pieces that I need for this stage. So I'm going to go ahead and make these off camera so you don't have to watch me do a bunch of cutting. So we've now just got the sides to put in, and I'm just going to slot a piece of wood in just like that, and then I'm going to do that for both sides obviously, and then we're going to have to work on the top here. Now obviously I've cut all the rest out, so in total I'm going to be making 3 bird boxes at the moment, and obviously I can make robin ones later on. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and square this off. No, that's squared off. We take this down to 26. It's not actually 26. It's 16 centimeters of 160 millimeters. Right, and that will go in there. Didn't think about that. Got the bottom to account for, haven't I? And there we go, boom. So 24.5 is what we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and cut a few more of these out. And there we have it. They are the two side pieces. I'm going to go ahead and do this for the other two as well. So the bird box is actually turning out sort of nicely now. It's coming along and I can see the basic shape. Now we've got to go ahead and put a hole in this side. That'll need to be done. And obviously the roof bits need to be made to be able to be put on. But it's looking good now. I'm happy with it. I was just laughing to myself because this it's like a flat pack piece of furniture, really, isn't it? You make all these pieces, put them together, and then assemble it. So it's like a flat pack, what's it called? A bird box. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use this leftover piece here to go ahead and make a roof. Now, I like to leave quite a bit of overhang on my roof because that just actually makes the bird boxes last longer as the water isn't going to get on them. Okay, so now that we have these two pieces, they obviously go on nicely, lovely jubbly. Now I'm just going to do a very simple way, simple but effective. Just literally butt it up together like that, and that way we can then create something that can go straight on, just like that. Just go straight on, and boom, we've got our top there, lovely jubbly. Now obviously one side of this is going to be a bit longer than the other, so we will just have to go ahead and chop off the thickness of the board on one of these pieces to allow for the other piece. So let's go ahead and do that now then. Always make sure your table saw is obviously turned off before you do anything on there, and even if it's plugged in, unplug it. You can never be too safe when working with wood. Always double check. Species of birds like a 28mm hole. Right, so a 28mm hole is good for like blue tits and other type of tits birds. Feels a bit weird saying this on YouTube, you know. Tree sparrows, pied flycatchers, whatever they are. I've heard of tree sparrows, but not flycatchers. I thought they were plants that go in your, like, on your windowsill. I don't know. Anyway, 32mm hole for house sparrows and nuthatchers. Why do they give birds such weird names? Anyway, I'm going to make this bird box for the blue tit family of birds and stuff. And whatever the freak the other thing was, some flycatcher and something else. So we're going to put a 28mm hole in here. So I've gone ahead and made it just through the other side. And as long as I line that bit up with that, that should allow us to get a bit of a clean hole doing it that way. And boom, this bit just falls right out. And we've got a beautiful, clean 28mm hole. Lovely jubbly. Now you can go ahead and get a stick from outside, but I actually had this stick already in here from when I made my survival whistle or keychain whistle. Can't remember what I called it now, but you can just go ahead and get one of these. I'm going to go ahead and snap it off here. Boom. Just chuck that back over there somewhere. Anyway, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my saw. There we go. And would you look at that? I've got a nice little bit. I can go in there. Just got to drill a hole for it now. So didn't want to go all the way through there, which I didn't go all the way through. Lovely jubbly. And then just go ahead and put in your stick. Quite a nice fit that is. And just to make it one little bit better, I'm just going to go ahead and drop a little bit of super glue in this hole and on the stick. Just go ahead and put it in there, and that'll just bind that in nice and strong. The reason why I've chose to make bird boxes is not only did my mum ask whether I could make a few bird boxes, as her and my granddad like to watch the birds, and so does my dad actually. It wasn't just because of that, but also it's actually quite miserable weather outside, and this is quite a good thing to go ahead and do when it is, you know, springtime. And in England sometimes we do get some miserable weather in spring. It's one of them times where you sort of want to be outside, but it can be a little bit too cold or wet, and making some bird boxes this time of year is a good idea. And just make a few of them and then go ahead and place them outside, and the birds are going to be more than happy. Yeah, they'll be delighted. So it's just a good little project to do if you got a spare weekend or a few days or a day even to make a couple. You should be good to go. I'm going to show you a little tip here, and this is actually really important in bird boxes, because once a bird goes in a box, what it's got to do, which probably most people don't even really think about, it's actually got to be able to get out again. You can't make this like a trap. It's got to be able to get out. Now, if you've got nice sanded wood or nice finished wood which is really smooth, some birds may struggle to actually be able to get a grip onto this to be able to get out. To make their lives a little bit easier, what you want to go ahead and do is, hold on, just grab a chisel, and I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a close-up. Right, grab a chisel and you want to just sort of like muck up this side, and that's the inside, just between the hole and the bottom of the box. Just sort of muck it up a bit. And that'll do. But just mucking this up a bit is going to give that bird something to grip onto. And yeah, it may look ugly, but at the end of the day, you're not even going to be able to see that. Only the bird will. And I'm sure they don't really mind. Lovely jubbly. And that is the roof bit done. It's so simple. Really is so simple. Now we've got to put on the side. So take your bottom piece. Actually this is the front. Got to put on the front. Take your front piece. Blunting the nail a little bit just to prevent wood from splitting. And then just take a dab of glue, put it across the wood like that, put it on there like so. Go ahead and just put it on there. Lovely jubbly. So there we go. Absolutely lovely, lovely job. Tap them in. No. Now we can just put the top on like this. So all these little offcuts that we had, which are triangles, if I pop one up in here like that, then all I've got to do, as long as I screw this on or nail it on, whatever, this triangle, I can then go ahead and put just one screw in here, and then all I have to do to take it off is take that screw out, and that's it. Boom, I can then remove the top. So that might be a good idea, and that'll give a bit of strength to this as well. So we'll go ahead and do that now. A bit of a pilot hole. Jesus Christ, that's loud. So after going deaf, that is finally in there. And then you just want to go ahead and put it on how you want it. And then put in a few nails, maybe a bit of glue just on that bit. Put a little bit, tiny little bit of glue. Yeah, so look at that. Boom. I can take the lid off, get out whatever needs to be get out, and then I can put this straight back on again. Just like that. Yeah, that is definitely good. I'm happy with that. That's not going to come off there. It's nice and solid on there. And if I'm being perfectly honest, we could just stick it out like that, and yes, it would last for what? Maybe a year, and then the top would rot. But we don't want the top to rot, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of felt on the top here. So just like this, go ahead and put a fold in the middle of the felt. And that's going to go ahead and sit in there nicely then. Go ahead and put a fold on this bit. Boom. So that looks quite good to me, but obviously we're not going to have that run down the edge. We're going to chop off that excess or excess there, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I'd usually put some bitumen on this, which is like felt glue to glue this down. But because this is a bird box, I'm just going to keep it nice and tight and pin it down as it is. You never find, there's like a tub of them and I never find them. Oh, there they are. Again, the exact same. Fold this over the edge, just like that. And once again, you could pretty much say that this is now done and completed. However, it's not quite done and it's not quite complete. So a protective coating. I have something a little special for a protective coating. So you might recognize this container if you've watched all my videos. You might recognize this container from my pine tar making video where I go ahead and get some fat wood and make it into lots of different things, and one of them things was pine tar. Now this is the pine tar. I'm going to be using this today to coat my new bird box. Now I've just sort of realised as well that we need some way to hang this up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, just going to grab a big one of these fence, I don't know what you call them, they're like, got two prongs, fence things, and just go ahead and put the fence thing in the back here. And that fence thing will just hold that up nicely. Right, so pine tar time. This stuff can be really messy. Right, so we'll start off by putting on just a little bit here, just like that. Now, this stuff will just clump up on here, but it's okay because I've got a solution for that anyway. I just put a bit on each side, because then we're going to have to use heat and do it properly. Right, so what I just did, you probably thought, bloody hell, he's going to set the thing on fire. Well, you might be right, I sort of did, but what that's done is that's gone ahead and soaked in a lot of that pine tar into the wood, so now it's quite dry in places. And also I've burnt the wood a little bit as well, which means that that's gone ahead and added even more protection, because burnt wood actually it's a technique in Japan, I do believe, for, you know, preserving wood, is burning it. So this is good now. This can actually be put outside and hung up in a tree, and you'll see me doing that in just a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and have some lunch. But yeah, happy days. This is the first box, and obviously I've gone ahead and I've got more to make once I've had my lunch. But lovely jubbly, we've got a bird box. Nice one. Right, so finally, let's go ahead and put this in the tree where it needs to be. So, let's just go ahead and pop this up there then. I'm going to go ahead and bend that nail up just a tad bit more, I think. There we go. Boom! The bird box is now complete. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and check out these videos which are now on the screen right now.